Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are getting your house in order, that you are connected spiritually, because we've entered some really, really wild and crazy times, family. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon. Thank you so much. And everyone who sends us a love donation through PayPal, there's a gift for you in the mail. We honor the ancestors in the wind as well. And family, hey, some really, really good news to report. Oh my God. Amazing news to report that shows us that, you know what, our government needs to learn. Our governments need to learn the power of saying no. So remember this deal I've been talking about, how the divided kingdom wants to send undesirables or illegal immigrants to Rwanda, and it's hit a crazy snag because while Rwanda is the only country in Africa that agreed, it actually created complete. There've been a lot of like political and parliamentary roadblocks, if you want to call it that. And then recently, it was alleged that Rwanda had actually sold off the very expensive homes that the divided kingdom had built for these so-called asylum seekers. So Botswana revealed, and I love this, Botswana revealed that the divided kingdom had actually approached them as well to host the illegal immigrants. And they said that, the divided kingdom had said that in a bid to address increased illegal migration, they had sent a proposal to several different African countries, and which they said they wanted to literally do a money for body swap. So we give you these undesirables and we take money in return. So the British authorities reached out, but Botswana could not commit to hosting people, not knowing what the end game would be. Those are the exact words of Foreign Affairs Minister. I love this. And by the way, you may not know this, but Botswana is a baller nation, family. Like, people in Botswana are living very well. And these kind of things would completely destabilize Botswana. And what if, allegedly, the reason the divided kingdom wants to dump, it's like what they did in Australia. You know, Australia was actually originally, allegedly, prisoners that were sent from the divided kingdom. But what if this is similar to, have you seen what's happening in the divided states with all the illegal immigrants crossing over? What if this is their way? And nothing is ever good, and they are always 50 steps ahead. What if this is their way of somehow taking over the nations by creating their own population? It's like when they colonized Africa, they actually imported the Indians to become like the buffer race. So they totally oppressed the Africans. Then they created this racism between the Africans and the Indians, and then they made the Indians the shop owners, the factory owners, the ones who would basically supply things that the Muzungu was producing to the lower ones. Now, us black people, apparently. So what if this is some kind of agenda? I love that, because Botswana was like, this is not making sense to us. It looks like, he said, we noted that in the case of the conflict in Ukraine, those seeking asylum were okay, let me backtrack. So what they said is that calls on the government of Botswana and other countries to distance themselves from this controversial UK program, which appears to be aimed at protecting only some of those who are fleeing their countries on the basis of fear and persecution, and not others. We noted that in the case of the conflict in Ukraine, those seeking asylum were first fast-tracked into the system, and citizens even encouraged to host them in their homes. So even this is a racist program, family. Is this another way that they want to bring fairer-skinned foreigners into the motherland? Because at first they had pitched this story when they first even started talking about it with Rwanda. They were talking about this story in terms of African immigrants that had fled to the divided kingdom, returning our brothers back to the motherland and having like a rehabilitation program. But now when we dug deeper, it was like people from Syria, people from Ukraine, And this is where the whitewashing and making Mzungu God the head in people's minds in Africa is so dangerous. Ati now even Rwandi, ati the locals were being encouraged to house the Mzungus before looking at our African brothers and sisters. Anyway, so much has been done, family. It's become so confusing. It is now beyond our hands. A divine intervention is coming that is bigger than I and I. And these are all politics and mental games, family. And sadly, because we couldn't get it together mentally or spiritually, a higher force is now coming. Because we've been crying for decades for justice, family. And those tears of God are now being answered. But because we're still trying to play this game with Babylon, a lot of our people are going to get caught up. Especially if we see our government sign deals with the devil and we do nothing about it. If we do something about it, the force will be with us. But if we do nothing about it, the force will be against us. And because the majority are doing nothing about it, family, for the few of us who know, we literally have to be so alert and be so connected to spirit and be preparing for the season of cleansing that must come because we weren't able to do it mentally, so now it has to be done physically. But those are stories for other days. Tuko pamoja.